It's 1990, and we are all Firebirds, not the car. Here we go. I feel like a weekend update guy now.
Did you think when you just heard that the movie was called Firebirds, did you think it was about a car or multiple cars?
No. So whenever we go over any of these, I try not to look up what it's about or watch a trailer or anything. I'm going
definitely.
I'm going into it blind. So, I mean, do we just want to get right into it or anything that just sticks right out?
I have helicopters with exclamation points. I was so excited. I'm like, helicopters!
Because you're 5 years old.
I don't know what it is. I love helicopters. I think they just look neat because they can go like all over the place. It's pretty cool.
I mean, if we just want to start with overall, like, what did you think? Did you like it?
Well, here, so, because we tried to not talk about it beforehand.
Right.
Yeah. But you did say, because I think you said like, hey, like when I watched the trailer, it reminded me of this. And you said exactly what I thought. It looked like Top Gun with helicopters.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you say it was Top Gun?
With helicopters?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think there was more like bro love in Top Gun.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
There's more of a gay undertone.
Yeah, which is
well, and actually, no, it's the other. Never mind. Never mind. But
I did have the thought though, and this may be controversial, but I think if I was flipping through the channels on TV and Top Gun was on one channel and Firebirds was on the other, I think I'd watch Firebirds.
Ooh.
Just because it's like, it may be the fact that like I've seen Top Gun already so many times.
Yeah.
But there's just so much wacky stuff in this.
You can watch Firebirds and DVR Top Gun and watch Top Gun afterwards.
Or
that is
you
how
can have
technology
two
works.
TVs.
See, you're missing out.
Picture to picture.
Yeah. Picture to picture. You got this new TV. It's got picture to picture. Cool, man.
Hey, yo.
Oh, wait.
Got this new 14-inch.
Well, and
it's huge.
And the other thing that I thought of, he's really, so our hero, Jake Preston, he's not very likable.
No.
Not at all. No.
Very cocky.
He is the greatest though.
Yeah.
Oh, he is the greatest.
Yeah.
I think we were told a couple times throughout the movie he was the greatest.
Especially that one scene.
Yeah. I'm the greatest.
Okay. Anyway.
I loved after the helicopter scene.
Which one?
The beginning with the credits rolling, the helicopters coming,
and then slow-mo, right?
And then when it was like about the U.S., it's like, hey world, we're the U.S., we'll save everyone.
And that's a quote from George
Herbert
Bush.
Walker.
Yes,
1989.
89 George Bush.
Yes. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Because it starts off with like the super patriotic music and there's helicopters and I'm like,
and I just love how like they're saving the world, but with helicopters. It's like, oh yeah, it's getting better and better.
Yeah, because it's the opening credits over footage of just slow motion helicopters. Yeah. Not like the good kind of slow motion either. It's very like if you're like pause, play, pause, play, pause, play, and I swear it's the same font as like the Terminator font.
Right.
So
I forget what the name of that font is. I used to know.
Terminator.
Oh yeah.
That and I don't know what other movies were made by Touchstone, but I feel like whenever I see that logo in the beginning, I'm just like, yeah.
Well, you're in for like a very like patriotic USA movie. I think whenever I see that, it seems like a lot of movies were like that with them.
Was Rambo? No, Rambo was the one with the horse. Is that TriStar?
Paramount. TriStar.
Yeah.
Not Paramount, because I think we were talking about that.
I think the Rambo movies are that. Anyways, so it starts. So after the helicopter slow-mo thing, I believe it's the whole. They're like recounting like the ambush scene.
Yeah. They're in South America looking for the cartel. They're in a new area, not sure what's going on.
And the Dos Equis guy is like killing everybody. That's like the cartel's like main guy,
he's
right?
the best helicopter pilot in the world. The best.
Did they say that?
Yeah, he's like
I think so.
Yeah, like the best.
Or one of the best.
Yeah.
I thought he looked like Chili Klaus.
Oh, yeah.
He's got that beard.
It's It's really close. So
Thank you.
Yeah, so they're recounting like this like ambush, and I think they're like at the Pentagon or something like that. I don't know, it's like your typical like secret government tribunal,
Well,
big triangle table.
The table had 5 sides.
Yeah.
So it had to be the Pentagon.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
Did it have 5 sides?
Yeah, of course it had 5 sides.
actually.
Yep.
Huh. I said
That's why
triangle.
it's the Pentagon.
Okay. And I thought
Shapes are hard. I understand.
I know. So are numbers. So and they're talking to Nick Cage. Mm-hmm. Like I said, his name is Jake Preston. I thought they were saying president.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I get
and
that.
so what happened, Mr. President? And they're talking to Nick Cage. I'm like, he's the president? Like, I was
Like,
really
this is weird.
Dude, I was really confused.
Well, and in Independence Day, Bill Pullman?
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
Yeah, he was the president and was also a pilot at one point in the movie.
Yes.
So it could have been that.
Oh,
Right.
There you go.
So I thought he was the president for a second. I'm like, all right, this is weird. And I remember when they're like, when they're deciding how they're gonna. I forget what they're talking about, but the only thing I remember is the one general walking up to the neck, like he was like doing like a really close talk. He's like, "Well, general," he's like this close to him. I'm like, "Holy fucking close talker!"
Yeah, seriously.
Like, Jesus Christ, he's up.
He was the important general.
Yeah,
You know.
just my breath.
That means business.
And then that's where I found out his name was Preston. I'm like, oh, okay. And then. So then at that point,
That's when they decide they need to do something.
Right.
Because he's like, that pilot knows more about like what we have to do than you guys in this building know what we have to do. Because they got to, he's like, because that's when Nick Cage is like, you know, we're at war. We have to go to like destroy these people. This is what we want to do. How come you guys are like not doing anything about it?
Yes.
And then they're just like, that will be all, sir.
Yeah.
You know, and like whatever. And then, but then that's when they finally do start something.
yeah, and then that's when they decide they're gonna bring on Tommy Lee Jones,
Which
and I have his name written down.
it was on the front I saw.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
Where is it?
Tommy Jones.
Where?
Teachers about helicopter.
You probably shouldn't read my notes. Makes sense to me.
Well, I wasn't sure if it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh wait,
He had the sunglasses.
Fred Little, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if he had when he had the sunglasses. I wasn't sure it was really him because the bottom looked like Tommy Lee Jones, like this chin area. I'm just like, I had question marks because I wasn't sure, and it was, and I was so happy.
Well, it also said his name.
I wasn't paying attention during the credits. Well, that's the thing. Like, because I watch, I'm like, oh, it's just helicopters in slow motion with the music. I'm like, let's look around.
Isn't your first note helicopters exclamation point? You should be excited.
Well, because the helicopters, the people in it,
okay.
you know. But I'm so glad that he was in it because he's got one of the best army voices for movies.
Yes.
He's made that he's got a perfect army voice.
Right.
It's so good.
So what the fuck, man?
So, well, it's because it goes into the classroom. Tommy Lee Jones is teaching a lecture or whatever.
Right.
And he says the line, "We need to kill them deader than hell." But I was like, I've never heard that before. I don't know what deader than hell is.
And did you get his other line?
What?
We're gonna be busy as a 3-peckered goat.
Yes.
I lost it. I thought it was hilarious.
See, this is my problem with watching these movies during the middle of the week. I put Field Trip Apache. What the fuck did I mean? Did they go on a field trip?
Bad Apache.
So basically, after the classroom scene,
Right.
Tommy Lee Jones and Nick Cage, they go to the helicopter, and Tommy Lee Jones is like, put your hand here, and your foot here, don't touch this, and
That's right.
and the whole time Nicolas Cage is chewing gum like an asshole.
Yes.
Pretty much.
And I believe he says the line "totally cool."
He said, he said totally cool. I loved it when he said darn. That was that's when they went up.
Yes.
Because that was now who was flying it first? Was it Nick Cage flying it first? Okay.
That's what I was kind of confused.
I couldn't tell.
I don't know if the person in the backseat's flying
Nick
or
Cage's,
I believe.
Because the back seat is the flyer. I know that. So it must have been Nick Cage. Now that I'm like putting some more thought into it,
right?
Because at first I'm watching it, I'm just like, who is flying? Because later on, Nick Cage is always in the back.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
I forgot if it was that flight or one of the next flights. Tommy Lee Jones, he's in the front, but he's like, "Oh, I'll take the controls from here."
Yeah, that was later on.
Yeah,
so I guess
it sounds like a driver's ed thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah,
flyer's ed.
We need like a rim shot thing.
No, air siren.
Oh, all right, hold on. I think I got us.
I think more like
no
EDM kind, but
no.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you get one.
So they land, and then
it goes back. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I got excited.
No, okay, so they land, and then the girl and her co-pilot show up.
Yeah. Really quick though.
Yes.
So Nicolas Cage, Tommy Lee Jones, they go on this helicopter ride. But I realized, like, after they land, all of that info that Tommy Lee Jones says could have been said in the classroom. Because during the whole flight, Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Oh, I can bank at this many degrees, and I can climb at this many degrees, and I can do a 360 turn." And
I think he wanted to give him like the field experience. Like you could say, I could tell you that my car. If you've never been in a car, and I'm like, oh, my car can like go like make a right turn at this speed. You'd be like, oh, that's cool. But when I show you and do it, you're like, oh, that's what it is. That's the only thing I'm just trying to say. That's all I'm trying to do. What do we got?
Drink that smooth Joe Daddy Imperial Coffee will stop by Pig's Mind. There's yours, Chris.
What is this again? I'm sorry.
Joe Daddy Imperial Coffee Stout. Pig's Mind. Strong coffee flavor. That's what it says right on the bottle. Don't drink into the microphones, guys.
Yeah. Ooh. That's good.
Coffee stout flavor?
Not really coffee-ish.
No?
It's like coffee, but fruit?
Yeah. I taste more fruit than coffee. Before that part.
Okay.
So that's when I remember the generals. Didn't the generals get together right after? And then it went to the chick? Because I remember all like the generals getting together. They were having a briefing.
Oh, is that not?
And then they're like, they have people from Cuba and Europe and North Korea. And I'm just like, man, you're really getting the whole world. Like doing and then the cartel. It didn't have a name, it was called the cartel.
Yeah.
Right.
And this cartel must have some pull. If they're able to get like North Korea and Cuba and Europe to be on their side, I was just like, oh, wow.
Well, and speaking of pull with the cartel, we'll get to that a little bit later. That's not a wiener joke.
I was thinking it'd be a Polish joke.
Yeah, I'm going along. So Billy, I believe, is the girl's name, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Billy. That's the second movie where a character's named Billy, but it's a guy. It's a girl in this one. But
yes, it is.
So he asks her out. Now we don't know yet that they were an item at this point.
Right.
Okay.
At this point, we don't know that.
I didn't know that till now.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, they weren't. We had no clue.
So he asks her out, like in a very awkward way.
Like you're my girlfriend now.
Yeah.
Like thing.
Oh, we're gonna get a drink.
Yeah.
And goofy music starts playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Was that later? I think that was late. No, that's around. Because didn't
he asks her out several times?
Yeah, because that part was, I think. Oh, I think it was. That's how they all mixed together when he asked her out. They all mixed together.
Well, and I don't know if this is jumping ahead or not. So what? So they meet on the runway and he asks her out. So they were an item before then?
Yes.
When? Where?
I don't know.
Oh, they don't explain that.
They don't get into it.
Okay.
They just say
it wasn't at like.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
No.
So then it cuts to Brad, Tommy Lee Jones, and his wife, and they're walking down a hall.
Yes.
I love this part. She's like trying to convince him to like go out for his 40th birthday.
And he's he's so great.
So before that, there's all these generals and they're like, oh yeah, we sent this raid to try and capture Chili Klaus. That's not his name, but
yes.
like to capture him. Yeah. But so the one general who's at the Pentagon, he's like watching this video, this black and white video of like this raid of like all these soldiers going into a building and all that. And so the one general is like watching the video, and another general is like narrating, describing it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, and there is casualties because a booby trap goes off. And while he says that on the video, there's like these guys enter a room. There's just a giant box on a table, and one of the soldiers just like opens it and it explodes. But then it cuts to the general watching the video, and he just goes like, he just shakes his head like, what a dumbass.
I don't remember that. It's pretty great.
It wasn't like, oh, those poor men. He's just like,
idiot.
I forgot about that part. That was really funny.
Being blown up.
Oh yeah.
So, but then Tommy Lee Jones' wife is bringing him to something.
Yeah.
We find out it's a party.
Like, oh, you should really go out for your 40. He's like, humbug.
Best part of the movie. It's like, I'm old. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit. I'm like, speaking my language, buddy. You are speaking my language.
While they're walking in the hallways, though, all of the photos or paintings or whatever on the wall are helicopters.
So good.
So they enter into like this bar area, and then all of a sudden, surprise!
Yeah, happy birthday. You did it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're 40. So they threw the Brad Little, they threw him a surprise party for his 40th birthday. And then somehow it goes over to Nick Cage. And once again, he's hitting on Billy again.
Yes, and she's doing her laundry.
No, not yet. Not yet.
How many times does he do this?
Dude, it happens a lot. Because in this one, he does this like weird, really creepy thing where he like sticks his finger in the cake.
Yeah.
And it's like really off-putting.
And he does it a second time too. Yeah, because he take the giant thing of frosting, licks it.
Remember it.
And I was like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
And then 30 seconds later, he does another one. It's people have to eat that cake.
I don't like cake, so it's fine.
What?
I don't like cake or frosting.
Frosting you can get by without.
Well, frosting's like the cake is like this. The frosting's like
doesn't have to be.
Always is.
So do you like pie?
I love pie.
Okay. Pie with ice cream?
Take it or leave it.
I feel like if you had a really good peanut butter cake, you'd be all on board.
I don't know, man. Cake's dry and gross.
Not if it's done right.
Yeah, well, I've had plenty of cakes in my day.
Are you mainly having cakes that someone makes at home or from Jewel?
I don't know. Last time I had cake was probably 8 years ago. If I had to guess.
Dude, cake has really elevated itself.
And I remember eating it. It was a birthday cake.
Nanotechnology has really progressed in the past couple of years. And
I remember taking a bite of it. It was at my friend's birthday. It was my friend's kid's birthday.
That's a problem.
And I remember I took a bite of it, and I remember looking at her and just throwing it out. And she watched me doing it.
Her.
And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, this is
Kid's
gross.
birthday cake's the shittiest. Because it is. Where the frosting is really thick.
Yeah. Nope. No cake for me.
So after that is the simulation scene. So yeah. So
welcome to the new cake podcast.
Talking cakes.
So it's the simulation scene. It reminded me of something. Actually, it reminded me of when you would go to the mall and they had those big square things. It's like, are you ready to go on safari? It's it's definitely not as cool as you thought it would be.
Oh my god, it's crazy.
Yeah,
well, then back in the days in arcades when all the arcade machines would be a quarter, but there'd be that one where it was $1.
Right.
It was like a jet fighter game or whatever that would move and shit.
Yeah.
It was like that.
It was just like that.
But way worse graphics somehow, even though it's the military.
Oh yeah. Well, it wasn't 1990.
90,
yeah. So I mean, working with Nintendo graphics.
Right.
It was just the
Jurassic
military.
Park came out 3 years later, but
that's true. What the hell? Unbelievable. Okay, you were
unacceptable. So this is the scene where Nick Cage is proclaiming over and over that he is the greatest.
Yes. And everyone just went with it. No one seemed to be like, man, that guy's a little cocky. They're all just like, you are the greatest, and so am I. That person's great too. Right. Everyone was great.
But man, it's
he goes over the top.
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
He's
because a few people do say it that they're awesome.
I'm pretty great.
Yeah, but he is just really.
He's doing it at Nick Cage level.
Yeah.
He's shouting literally, I am the greatest.
I don't count that as a freak. I don't count it as a freak out though.
No.
That was not a freak out because I've been waiting for one, and that wasn't.
So then Tommy Lee Jones is like, hey, we're gonna bump it up a bit. And I guess they have to switch it to the thing. He's like, put on your monocles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that simulates like nighttime mode or something like that. Or you have to do the monocle.
I couldn't figure it out.
I think they have to do that when it's like night. So it's like night vision.
Okay.
It turns on the night vision.
Excuse me. No, the helicopter had like the camera or whatever in the front. So I assume that is so you can look through the camera.
I think it'd be night or not because he still had that.
No, because so that's the whole thing. He has trouble flying with that apparatus.
Right.
So when he's doing it in the real Apache, all the windows are blacked out to, I think, simulate nighttime.
Oh.
Because the bag test.
No, because I thought that it completely blacked it out, so he couldn't see anything.
Right, to simulate night, right?
No, because I mean, night you can still see, but not very well. I thought it was completely black out everything, so you had to use like the camera.
Right, they're forcing you to use the camera.
Because I know there's a whole thing where Tommy Lee Jones is like, oh no, like if you look this way, the helicopter goes this way, but we can fly this way with your left eye, or like, there's weird.
Overcoming. That's what it should have been. Firebirds. Overcoming eye dominance.
Yes.
That's what they should have called this movie. Because it's a lot of the movie is overcoming eye dominance.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah.
So he bombs that whole part, like not literally bombs, but he fails.
Yeah.
He fails like really bad with the monocle thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, every man's got his limits. I don't even know if he's
and then is that when he's bombed and then Billy comes and she's like, oh, hey, I heard what happened.
Yeah.
That happened.
No, actually, that might be.
No, that's later.
Yeah.
Man. No, that's when he fails the bag test.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because next is the laundromat scene.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's terrible music in the laundromat.
Yes.
And then that's where I found out that they used to date.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I was very confused. But yes.
he keeps on like, we're going to date, we're going to do this, and she keeps on going, no.
Right.
And then she starts walking away, and then he does like a really creepy thing, like, hey, you forgot these or underwear?
Yeah. It just magically has her underwear.
And she's like, keep them, whatever. And I'm just like, she must be rich because if she's able to give away underwear that easily, it's like, that stuff's expensive. You ever go to like, you have to like buy a pack of like boxers or something?
Dude, you can get a 5-pack for like under $10.
No, you can't. No.
Yes,
Are you serious? I go to Kohl's.
Kohl's is a little expensive.
I go to Meijer, bro.
Must be nice.
Meijer's cheaper.
Oh, that's true.
Go to Target.
Huh. Well, we all know now that Meijer is the place to be.
It's not like we're getting me undies.
Hey!
So after that, after he gets shot down, not literally, it cuts to Tommy Lee Jones jogging in the shortest of shorts.
Yes. Didn't they all have short shorts? Because like everyone started passing them.
I just remember a man that age should not be in shorts that short.
I just loved how like this was like the subplot of like Tommy Lee Jones is old.
Right.
And all the other people are young. And like that's it. Like that's the subplot.
Yes.
So I think it's a subplot. Excuse me, because the main is the helicopters. Mm-hmm. Then we have the subplot of the eye dominance.
Yes.
And then the subplot, Tommy Lee Jones is old.
Yes.
So that's basically it.
Oh, the script's about me being old.
Yeah.
How much you're paying me?
I'll do it.
So then, they're all like, oh, hey, Captain, blah, blah, blah. He's just trying to stay young and stuff like that. Now, I don't think that they have the boxing thing. No, not yet.
Not yet. Does it not go to dancing?
No, so it's time. So like the shot is like Tommy Lee Jones, he's running and he's being old, so it's a little slow.
Well, I thought it was a good, decent pace.
Well, yeah. But then Nicolas Cage comes up. He's all young. He's like, hey, Captain, or General.
And then that one.
Yeah, so Nicolas Cage is like, hey, General, or whatever his rank is. He kind of goes by, and then another guy's like, hey, General. And he kind of walks by. And then this black guy's running backwards.
I'm just like, someone is a show off. That's all I got to say.
I had a pretty good laugh.
Must be Kenyan.
Yeah.
Kenyans.
So then it goes to... They're in a club then.
Finally.
And I want to know who the fuck that band is.
That drummer had the sweetest mullet. Dude, I swear to God.
And he's really good, though, too.
He is. I know.
Drummer's really good.
I know. Man, I'm like, drummer has sweet mullet. Because I'm like, his early movies, I'm always looking out for mullets because all these movies have mullets in them. And I just, they look so
exact
good.
note is drummer has sweet mullet.
Yeah, me too. Drummer has sweet mullet. That's awesome.
So drummer is good.
Yes.
Singer, terrible.
It seemed like the singer was trying like way too hard.
Awful. And here's the thing. It's like, so it's because they're singing Chain of Fools by Aretha Franklin. And he's just like, he's just like, it's like, oh.
Yeah, the band was great. I think the band was great, but the singer was very, ooh.
And then.
But people loved it. They were all dancing.
Right. And then. What? It's like some guy starts dancing with Billy?
Some guy just was dancing with Billy.
Right.
They were just dancing.
And he got all pissed off about it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that's my woman, even though she's made it perfectly clear she wants nothing to do with him. He
called her his fiance, right?
Yeah, can I dance? He's like, Nick Cage is like, I just want to dance with her. And then the dude's like, you can wait till after the song's over, but I'll be dancing with her all night, blah, blah, blah.
Right. And in most real life situations or movies even, people are like, oh, someone stop him.
Oh,
but
right.
no, in this, it's like fucking final fight. They're like,
yeah. Kill him.
Cheering it up.
Yeah. And then like Nick Cage just kind of goes, he just punches him and the guy falls and that's it.
Right.
A very underwhelming fight.
Yes.
Because it wasn't like it was like a yeah. Well, he didn't have any really big oomph behind it. The guy just flies back, falls, and then the kid just like, yeah, walks away, and everyone in the crowd was just like, yeah.
Well, and like, you know, Billy walks away just kind of all disgusted.
Oh, of course.
Now, is it me or was there like really weird ADR going on in that scene?
Yes. Yeah, I made a note of it.
Audio dialogue replacement. I think it's audio dialogue. But yeah.
Yeah, I hate you guys so much.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Weird. It basically where like, you know, they'll film a scene, whatever, like normal. But then for whatever reason, the audio gets fucked up. So they later in like a recording studio, like the actors will like kind of like watch the scene and kind of like say the lines again. So they have good audio of the actors saying.
I get it. So
I want you to mouth out like, I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. Like, it's kind of like that.
It sounded just like me. Oh my God.
That's how awkward
amazing.
it was.
That's amazing. God, you're like a sorcerer or something.
That's a joke for the video audience.
So yeah, weird ADR. And then it goes to a scene where Billy is like briefing like the whole training crew or something like that about the Apache. I forget what she's teaching.
She's the scout.
Right.
Yeah. She flies helicopters and she is a little tiny scout, like with no weapon. What I don't understand is why doesn't she die in like the first minute? Because she's in a tiny little helicopter.
There's no gun on it, right?
With no guns.
Which doesn't make sense.
But she has to go out there and find the bad guys. Where I'm just like,
really? I assume it's faster without like all the missiles weighing it down.
It has to be.
Put a machine gun on it or something.
It has to be faster. I remember a point where Nick Cage, when she finally made contact, like later on in the movie, and Nick Cage is like, just don't stop going, and he can't hit you.
Yeah.
So it must be something like that, like where it is fast enough to get away. But when I saw it, I was like, that was really weird.
So as she's like going over like the schematics of the helicopter or whatever, Nick Cage is standing there front row of like all the clever things you could think to write like on a notebook to get her attention. No, he just writes sex. I'm just like really? That's your A game? Like, like I'm pretty sure in the Village People song Sex Over the Phone, I'm pretty sure they have the word sex. Like, cool, dude. Like, you're using like 1977 material right there. Like, have you ever seen that video?
No.
Oh my God. All right.
Bonus episode.
Yeah. Your reaction to that.
Oh, dude, it's glorious.
Fantastic.
So then, what is it? Skeezy talk. Really skeezy.
So they like go. It's another training mission.
Right. Yes.
But it's like, Billy's in her helicopter, Nicolas Cage is in his. But it's like, oh my God. The dialogue was atrocious.
Oh, is that when they're going back and forth?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, you're So what I came to the conclusion of, most of Nick Cage's banter or like comebacks or him being witty is just repeating what someone just said.
Yes.
She goes, you're making a lot of noise in that cockpit. Well, I'll show you my cockpit.
Yeah.
Hey, you better watch your right wing. I'll give you my right wing. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And it makes no sense.
No.
But the innuendos fall flat.
Yeah.
Right. It's awful.
It felt like it went on for quite some time.
Really long time.
Longer than it should have. Throw a couple in there and then go to the next scene.
Sure, you would think someone like in the control tower or someone would be like, hey, that's fucking insubordination.
Yeah.
Chill the fuck out. You know,
Get off the radio.
Well, but you see everyone else like that hears this just laughing. It's like, the banter. It's so funny. I'm just like, oh, well, that's weird.
So then,
does it get to the ice cream?
Ice cream.
Tommy Lee Jones at night.
No, not yet.
I love that. He makes the movie.
Right. Next is the boxing.
Yes.
Yep. So Nick Cage shows up to Tommy Lee Jones shows up to the.
Well, they're both kind of at the gym.
They're both there.
Yeah, and I think Tommy Lee Jones at the speed bag.
He's very slowly.
Very slowly.
He's struggling. Yes. He's like,
yeah.
And I'm like,
go at your own pace, buddy. It's fine.
Sure.
As long as you're having a good time, that's all that matters.
Don't call it a speed bag at that point.
And then Nick Cage is going to town.
Yes. And his form actually looks decent there, too.
I know. I was surprised, too. Like,
we're all boxers here.
I was going to say, I don't know much about it, but he looked like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
It looked like it. He fooled me, so.
Right.
But the time of the Jones is like, come on, let's go for a couple rounds.
Well, and that was the part that was weird. He's like, I was the state boxer in Arizona or whatever.
Light heavyweight champion intramural.
But it's like, wait, man, if you're a champion, that speed bag technique is pretty shitty.
So then they're like, okay, fine. He convinces Nick Cage finally to, box with him. Now, here's the thing. Usually when you're training, you wear some sort of headgear or some sort of...
It was fine because they were on a mat.
Right, you're right.
As long as they're on a mat, because if someone falls, you have the
There's a mat like they're doing gymnastics for 5-year-olds.
The 1.5 inch mat will save you from that wooden floor.
So essentially, Nick Cage just kind of kicks his ass.
Well, Tommy Lee Jones gets a couple hits in the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning.
And I was like, hell yeah, you show him.
Yeah.
And then he just got hit and foul and ice cream.
Well,
don't jump ahead.
I get excited.
So then the next scene is Tommy Lee Jones, like, I guess he like slept in or something, or like the wife's like, oh, you gotta wake up. He's like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
And she's like, what's wrong with you? What happened to your face?
Yeah.
And my favorite is she goes, what happened? He's like, I was just boxing at the gym. He does this like little like shuffle. And I'm like, she's like, it's like, no, Tommy. I used to be younger. I'm like, okay.
But he's walking like a super hunchback. Like,
like he must have like his back had something happened to his back and everything. And she's like, you get hit by a 2x4?
Right.
Right. He's like, no, the boxing, blah, blah, blah.
So then he shows up to the academy, and then he's like walking up, kind of struggling. And then here comes Nick Cage doing the craziest high knees ever.
It's like he was joking around. That's what it looked like. He was just playing. Even though it was serious for the movie, it looked like really, dude, like those are super high knees.
Right.
Super high.
So then it goes back to a training scene.
Mm-hmm. Is it another VR one?
I can't remember where it's at. All I have is it's another training scene and Nick Cage still sucks at them. I think it's another VR one.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And there is a quality Nicolas Cage freakout at this point.
Yes. So now, after that, it goes to Tommy Lee Jones at the grocery store.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And Tommy Lee Jones is getting...
that wasn't the VR. That was the bag test.
No.
Yeah. Because that's when she talked to them. Remember, she's like, hey, talk to...
Oh, yeah. Maybe
Little.
you're right.
Yeah, she's like, talk to Little. Right. And that's when he went to the grocery store and talked to him. And there you go.
And Tommy Lee Jones is getting a shit ton of soup.
He had like 12 cans or something in his arms.
A lot.
I love how he just lets us, he's like, his kids are like 5, 6, whatever. He's like, go get barbecue sauce.
Right.
Go get noodles. And his kids are just running around the grocery store all over the place.
Well, and then he's like, Tommy Lee Jones, feed my one kid.
Yeah. Like, I have children.
Nicolas Cage?
No, Tommy Lee Jones tells Nicolas Cage to feed his kid a bottle.
Yeah. And Nicolas Cage had no idea what he was doing. He just kind of like put the bottle in his face.
He's bitching to Tommy Lee Jones about how he's not being fair. He's just like,
because it was his eye dominance, and he's like, he tells Tommy, he's like, can you help me? I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. I need you to help me. And that's what Tommy's like, well, you got to figure it out yourself type thing. And then that's when Nicolas Cage is like, oh, I see. Like, you say you want to help or whatever, but you really don't type thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so then after that, Tommy Lee Jones gets back home, and, he's talking to his wife. He's like, yeah, I got this guy. He's really good, but fuck, he's got eye dominance problems.
Yeah.
This is where he's eating his ice cream. Here's the thing.
He eats it so strange.
Yes.
It's like, it's like an ice cream bar.
Yes.
And it's
like,
it's ice cream.
Like, what is that? It's not an Eskimo
Imagine
bar.
like a Klondike bar with a stick.
There's a name for it.
Dove bar. You know a Dove bar?
Yeah, it's like a Dove bar, I guess.
So it's basically ice cream on a stick
with
dipped in chocolate. Thin layer of chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's like he made a mouth-sized hole in the chocolate, and he's sucking the ice cream out.
Right.
He has his mouth on it, and like he's just going like this, moving it around.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, does he not know how to eat ice cream?
Right. He's eating it like a little kid.
But I'm staring at the screen like, this is amazing. Like, look at him eat ice cream.
He has like chocolate lipstick. I'm like, all right.
Oh, it's so awesome, man.
But then, so what? The wife, Tommy Lee Jones' wife, she goes, didn't she was saying something about the eye dominance thing.
She's like, you had it.
Right.
She's like, you had this. Help him. Like, you were able to overcome it. You know how to overcome it. Help him do it.
Yes.
And he's like, but I think the reason he didn't want to is because he still wanted to, throughout the whole movie, he wants to still fly in the missions.
Yes.
And he keeps getting like shut down.
Yeah, and his superior is just like, you're too valuable and stuff like that.
Which makes sense because he's teaching all these kids. Right. So why lose somebody like that?
So their way of training him, the whole eye dominance thing, is by strapping a pair of red panties over his face and then like some sort of snorkel thing.
Periscope. Like a periscope type thing.
Right.
Over but it was huge. I don't know does that work? Those little periscopes? Because I know they work like submarine things, but I remember being little and buying those little toy plastic periscopes where you put over your eye and you go to see. They never worked.
They should. I mean, it's just two mirrors.
And it would never work. Huh. So that's why when I saw that, I'm like, whatever.
Did they just give you like a tube and like, there you go? Maybe yours was a snorkel.
I was like, no, maybe. I remember them not working, or like you would see, but it'd be super fuzzy and like you couldn't see anything. Yeah, I'm serious.
Just mirrors.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Mirrors. Marky Mark.
I don't know what to tell you. My childhood, man.
Marky Mark is your childhood?
Yes. Periscopes. No. Marky Mark and periscopes. That's all it is.
Feel it.
What? No.
Four Brothers. Start saying Marky Mark movies.
I actually really like that movie. It's such a good movie.
I love
Four Brothers is so good. It's got the dude from Outkast.
Andre 3000.
Yeah, the wacky one.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Key and Peele sketch?
Man. Yes.
It's so good. Yeah. If you guys have not seen the Key and Peele with the Andre 3000 Big Boy, oh my God, it's so good.
Pretty fantastic.
Okay, back on track. Sorry.
So then it goes to a training montage.
Yeah, where they're driving the Hummer and stuff. Yeah,
and then the montage.
No, well, even after the
there's another VR training.
Right. Well, we have to talk more about the panties and the periscope because Tommy Lee Jones is like, okay, like make out right now. And Nick Cage would make that right now. And he was getting everything. And then he's like, okay, stop. And then I guess so he stops. And then a 5-star, I must have been a 5-star general because he was a super,
because all of them were like,
everyone. And Nick Cage has no idea what's going on. He's got panties on his head. And then all of a sudden you just hear, he's got panties on his head. Right. Just something like that. And I'm just like, He does.
The end.
The end. Movie
Well,
over.
yeah, and I realized we didn't really describe that for listeners. But so basically, they're like, oh, we're gonna somehow that teaches with the eye dominance thing. But they're in a military jeep. They cover the windshield.
Right.
And they strap this periscope thing to Nicolas Cage's head. He's the one that's driving, and and the periscope kind of goes over the blocked windshield. So.
Right. Yes.
I didn't catch that. I didn't catch the blacked out window.
Yeah.
I was looking at the panties in his head and Demi Jones and then the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was a very exciting time in the movie. So
It was.
well, it was.
I don't know if exciting is
Well,
the
when
word.
you make a turn, he would be like facing a car, so he had to go in the ditch and then make a turn. There was a tank. Like he was always hitting stuff. So, but the whole time Nick Cage is smiling. He's like, "I got this." I'm just like, okay, he got it, I guess.
So then is the bag test, and he passes the bag test.
Yes.
And then he tells Billy, and Billy's all super.
Yep. It was all he had to do was pass the test, and Billy's all over him.
Yes.
That's all it took.
Oh, I'm a celebration.
Yeah, it just it was, hey, let's celebrate, and she's like, great, let's do it. And at first I'm thinking, up until this moment, you never wanted to hang out with him,
Right.
and then all of a sudden you want to. Now, granted, it might just because friends celebrating, she feels bad. Because she was being like mean. Who knows? I think she was being rational and completely like normal.
I agree.
He was the one that was being crazy. That's what I thought.
Nick Cage being crazy? What?
No, weird. But then, so they go out, they do the thing, and then he goes in to kiss her, and she's like, "Oh, hey, buddy, I don't want any part of this." And then he's like, "Fine," and then he says, like,
It's more
some
terrible,
weird thing, and then
talk.
he's like, "Okay, put your right arm out and close this eye. Put your left arm out and close this eye." So she has her arms out, eyes are closed, and then boom, he goes in and kisses her.
Right.
And she is perfectly fine. She doesn't mind that at all. And then later on, they go to town.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, but it's stupid.
Honestly, the first time that I get excited about anything in this whole movie is when they kiss and Phil Collins starts playing.
Yes.
Oh
my God. When I heard Phil Collins, I was just like, okay, this movie just jumped up one notch.
I'm like,
jumped up a notch.
This got awesome and it got super 90s all of a sudden.
Yes.
Either I'm watching Disney's Tarzan or... But yeah, I was super happy about that. Yes, and then they make Whoopi.
Yes.
Which
I think this might be the first movie where we don't see any nudity. I really don't think there was any.
Might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did, like, they were, doing the business.
Right.
But it was more just like the head stuff. And she had this smile on her face the entire time.
Yeah.
Her face did not change throughout all. Yeah, it was very like a weird smile. And so she was just like, I'm just like, well, Nick Cage was like, he was acting, like doing the thing. And it almost seemed like she was uncomfortable doing it. So she was just trying to keep the same smile on her face. Yeah. I don't know. I just thought it was weird.
So then it's the next day. They're heading outside towards the car. Now, did anyone else think his hair it got darker?
I didn't notice.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice.
It looked darker to me.
Really? That wouldn't surprise me. Well, it wouldn't, because it didn't seem like they kept up with stuff in this movie.
Continuity wasn't a thing.
Exactly. It didn't seem like it really was.
So then she's like, "Oh, I have a meeting or something like that," and he's like, "Oh, skip your meeting, celebration with mimosas or whatever the fuck he says. I can't remember." And then I don't know. Listen. I'm gonna bury it. I'm spoilers. I didn't like this movie, anyways. So I just kind of whatever. So then they're arguing about who's gonna drive the car, and it's just I really didn't care. At that point.
It's like, get in the car. I mean, come on.
Yeah. And then it's another. They're doing like another training, like war games. No, they're doing like a war games thing. Yeah. Where it's Nick Cage and his goose.
Nick Cage. Yeah, the guy that was that shot the missiles or the guns or whatever against Tommy Lee Jones, and then his guy shot.
Right.
And it was actually I liked that. It was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Like the whole strategy and stuff. It was like a chess type thing. It was really neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's more where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you." No, I'll get you.
Yeah, that's what ruins
his
it.
comebacks.
Yeah, that's what ruins it.
Repeating what they just said to him.
Yeah. But it's like they do their whole thing, flying around, and like Tommy Lee Jones, like he disappears basically. Like they're all Nick Cage and his gunner are like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And Nick Cage is like, I know, I have an idea where he's at, blah 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 type thing. And then he does his thing and he gets behind Tommy Lee Jones.
Right.
And he's able to get him.
Yeah.
And then that's when Tommy's like, okay.
rascal.
Yeah, exactly. He's
Down
like,
Two-Face and Batman Forever.
He's like, I'm the best, but you're also the best type thing. It's like, everyone's the best. Yeah.
You're the best around. So Nick Cage, he wins the War Games thing. They land. And then they're like, oh, shit's going down. We found the cartel.
Yeah, that's when all the heads from the cartel are somehow they're at an airstrip field. Like there's like how does this cartel has an army?
That was my big thing. Like how does a cartel have a fucking army? Air force?
Yeah. Like and those jets.
They
have jets.
Right.
Like where do they get the missiles, the weapons? Like it's like, and how did this stupid mercenary helicopter dude learn helicoptering?
The Dos Equis guy?
Yeah, where did he get the helicopter from? Where did all this stuff?
Maybe he went AWOL or something.
I don't know. I don't know. It seemed very like, I don't know.
But anyways, so when they first find out all this information, they're on the airstrip there, and that's where Nicolas Cage finds out that Billy is going on that mission too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he does the best air kick ever.
Yeah.
This is like,
this is where I thought his first freakout was, but you said he had a freakout earlier. I guess I didn't catch it. 'Cause I thought this was his first freakout because that air kick, he did like the Elvis kick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yep,
that's right. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
Yeah. So they do different, like he's upset, but then they go. So everyone's getting ready to go.
Right.
And they're in South America.
Right.
And they're
and I made the note, an hour into this movie, there's 20 minutes left, and they're just now going after the main villain.
Well, that's why it's called Firebirds Overcoming Eye Dominance.
Yeah.
Because that's all the movie is.
Yes. So then
they're just down there and they're talking.
Right.
Like he's like, you're a great like pilot. Oh, you're a great too. Him and Tommy Lee Jones are talking about.
And then they get ambushed.
Then they get I don't know what was attacking them.
Yes. Yes.
I had it written down. Like I'm like, what was attacking them? I don't know.
Right.
It wasn't like missiles. There were sparklers. It was like little like Roman candles.
But there's no like. So like a really good example is like, so in Dunkirk, I don't know who's seen that.
Yes.
There's like at one point where like the main character, he's on the beach and you see like an explosion way off in the distance and then a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer.
Yeah.
It's super tense moment.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like explosion over there, way over there.
Yeah.
There's one here. Oh, kind of close,
but
far away.
The explosions didn't look like a missile hitting. It looked like someone shot like a Roman candle somewhere. And we had that super bright.
It's a kid.
Well, it was that bright white like sparkle effect.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
you can run from that.
Yes.
That's weird.
So then, they're getting ambushed and like, oh, okay, let's go get them, team.
So all the helicopters, it's starting to go up, and then that one helicopter didn't make it.
Right.
It was very sad.
Yeah, trip it or whatever. Like, trip it didn't make it. I was like, what the fuck's that?
It's a good thing they said his name.
I'm supposed to be sad.
Yeah.
So then it's essentially Dos Equis guy, and he's Dos Equis guy versus Billy versus Jake.
Well, it was Dos Equis guy was up there.
Yeah.
And it was Billy scouting, where she was staying low, trying to hide.
Right. And this like little R2D2 thing.
And Tommy Lee Jones and Nicolas Cage are in their own. And they're all three of them. Well, Tommy Lee Jones and Nicolas Cage are fighting him or trying to fight Dos Equis guy.
Yes.
Where she's kind of hiding.
Yes.
And then he takes him out. That's where at that part right now, right?
Well,
Scorpion guy.
Well, hold on. So Dos Equis guy takes out Tommy Lee Jones.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
He takes out Tommy Lee Jones.
And he's grounded. Well, so his helicopter's just grounded.
It crashes, but there's no explosion.
Yes.
Right.
So that's when Billy goes down there to see if anyone's alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's because that's where a lot of the Air Force for the cartel shows up.
Yeah, there's that jet that comes.
Yeah, so there's a couple jets.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think like Nicolas Cage took out one of them, I believe. And then when she lands to check on him, the gunner, the guy in the front, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Tommy Lee Jones, broken legs. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that's when the jet comes, starts shooting at him.
Yes.
Now,
you're upset. Angry stance.
all she has to do is take 3 steps and get inside the helicopter because the jet's flying by and shooting a line of machine gun fire.
Right.
Then has to fly and turn around about 5 minutes and then do the same thing again. Are you telling me that these planes don't have missiles? The guy doesn't maybe want to.
Maybe he wanted to conserve them,
or maybe he can shoot the helicopter itself that they're in,
right?
Because there's huge opening.
Yeah,
where he can see them. Like that part.
Can he see them?
He can. I'm sure he can because like there's a big opening on the side of the helicopter where she's talking to Tommy.
Right.
It's not like they were in a cave and the guy's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll just shoot this out of the cave.
Right.
That part kind of was just like, okay, and then she.
Well, so she's like, what do I do?
Yeah,
he's like, don't look back to Marvin. There's a thing that looks like a cigar box and a long tube.
Yeah.
It's like, I see you. He's like, put the cigar box in the thing. And then it's a fucking missile launcher, we come to find out. And she fucking blasts the fucking...
Yeah, because it passed 2 times and just shot a couple bullets on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then she just blows it out of the sky with a rocket launcher.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And there you go.
Sure about his ass.
Yeah.
And then Nicolas Cage and is going against the
Dos Equis
guy, and he does the fucking thing where he just like sneaks under like a fucking... Like
he goes like over like a cliff, and then goes down, and then Scorpion goes over, and then he's behind him.
Yes,
and he's like, gotcha, yeah.
Yes. And then he fucking kills a Dos Equis guy.
I loved how they cut to inside of the helicopter. And did you see that part? You remember the part? He shoots the Dos Equis guy, and it cuts to inside of the Dos Equis guy helicopter, and like he's like blood splurting. Like really, you had to show that? That was stupid.
And so in that whole like dogfighting scene of Nicolas Cage and the Dos Equis guy, there's a few good lines. One is, I think it's Nicolas Cage that says it, but he says, "I am your mother now."
I'm your mother now, Calvin, to the front. He said, I heard that written down too. I'm your mother now, Calvin, and said the next. I think I have the next one.
When Billy shoots down the jet with the RPG, Tommy Lee Jones says, "Snort that sucker." Don't know what that means. And then when Nicolas Cage shoots the final blow to Dos Equis guy, he says, "I'm gonna kill him now."
And he screams it like I have any cat. I made sure to write it in uppercase. He's like, he screams it, "I'm gonna kill him now." I'm just like,
exposition.
Yeah, thank you. We weren't sure what was gonna happen.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So yeah, he kills him, and then they land.
Well, he radios. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna come help."
Right.
And then the guy that's sitting behind is like, "Yeah, don't worry. Once you took him out, we'll take care of everybody else. Come back to base. You're good."
Right. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
He goes back to base, lands. Yeah, he goes back to base and lands. And then he's with his gunner got shot too. Right. Remember, in the arm. So they land. Yeah. And now,
so it's a medical helicopter.
What gets me though is like they're like the guy's like, "Oh yeah, jump on the medevac helicopter." I'm thinking, your dude's shot. Why isn't he going on the medevac helicopter?
Well, they couldn't fit all of them on the helicopter?
That's why I didn't understand, because I know the helicopter went then. So Nicholas gets on it where I'm like, I don't know why the guy that's got a bullet in his arm isn't on this like helicopter. Right. But then they go to where Tommy Lee Jones is. So it lands there.
Right.
He gets out. Billy's sitting there. She looks anxious, like, "Oh my God, is he alive? Is he there?"
Right.
So it lands. He gets out. They hug. And then the 2 medic guys, they get Tommy Lee Jones, and this is like the best part of the movie. He's just yelling at him, "Oh, you don't drop me!" They tried to drop me. Right. We did it. All this stuff, and then Nick Cage is like, "You're the best." He's like, "No, you're the best." And I'm like, "We're all the best."
Oh my God. So then, Billy and Jake are walking back towards the scout helicopter, and they fucking is that the last time they're like, "Oh, I'll drive."
Yeah. She's like, "It's my helicopter. I'll drive." "No, I'll drive."
It's the same fucking banter as earlier that I didn't care about then, and I don't care now.
Yeah. No.
But the movie is redeemed because it ends with Phil Collins.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'm super happy about that.
I was very happy about that too.
And That's how the movie ends.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Short movie.
Yeah, I said this movie went by fast.
It did because the beginning credit, I think it was an hour 27 or something like that.
Something like that.
And the beginning credits were about 5 minutes. The end credits are about 4
you need time
minutes.
for that George Bush quote.
Yeah, you do that. You take the credits and you take the montages, and that's a good maybe 20 minutes of the movie. So you really have maybe an hour movie, hour 10 of like actual meat.
Well, and that's the thing, like, so much of it is training.
Yes.
Like the actual like last mission is pretty short.
Yeah. The mission wasn't really, and they made the cartel sound so like North Korea, Cuba, all this. It was a dude in a helicopter.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
A singular dude. In a helicopter.
Yeah. And it was like, okay, well, I'm glad Cuba, North Korea, and Europe were there and lend their resources. Then that part kind of lost me.
Would you recommend it?
I'd say so. Yeah, I had a good laugh.
Me, my turn.
Brendan, yeah.
I only recommend it if you like helicopters. And I'm not joking because I'd watch this again because the helicopter scenes, the fighting scenes, I thought they were really shot great.
Yeah.
You knew what was going on. Even though we're twisting and turning, you could follow it. That was the best part of the movie for me. Everything else was whatever.
You know, if they were like made this nowadays, it would have been like all CG and super shitty.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, it's like actual helicopters doing actual things.
Yeah, it was. That's if you like to see helicopters do stuff and it's cool, watch it. If you really don't care and you think helicopters are dumb,
right?
Which if you do, that's fine.
Okay. I think when I was watching it, I'm like, all right, this is all right. But now in hindsight, now that we're talking about it, I don't think I'd recommend it.
Oh, why not?
Yeah. I like Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. He made the movie, I think.
Yeah. So I mean,
Nicolas Cage made the movie.
Well, it was a Nicolas Cage movie. All he did was hit on Billy and fly a helicopter.
And say he's the greatest.
It was great. Tommy Lee Jones had his standout little parts. So even though it was a Nicolas Cage movie, I think Tommy Lee Jones really he made me laugh more. Like he had his little moments. Because I thought they were dumb. Their ice cream, the not wanting to go out for his birthday. That's like me. Like I hate doing stuff. And like he's he hates it too. So I felt like I got my kindred spirit.
Put that on your tombstone. I hate doing stuff. That'll do it for this episode, and then next time will be
Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart,
which also came out in 1990.
Yep. So we will see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.